Implicit bias is the automatic, often unconscious assumptions or judgments we make about people based on identity or background. Implicit bias is not new. Social media has made examples more visible. Rosalind Brewer, former CEO of Sam's Club, has spoken publicly about the bias she faced as one of very few Black women in executive leadership. People assumed she was kitchen staff or thought she did not belong in executive spaces. While serving as CEO, she even had to convince other CEOs that she was the CEO and not someone from marketing or another department.
ABC Legal is not exempt from implicit bias. Think about the assumptions you make about your coworkers on a daily basis. Implicit bias means the automatic unconscious beliefs and attitudes that shape how we understand people, make decisions, and respond in everyday situations. These biases develop over time through experiences and messages from family, peers, media, and schools. Everyone has biases, though the specific biases may differ from person to person. Implicit bias can reinforce harmful stereotypes. For example, assuming someone was hired because of race instead of skill. When people do not recognize those assumptions, workplace relationships, trust, and decision-making can suffer across differences such as race, religion, sexual orientation, gender identity, ethnicity, and other backgrounds. Unchecked bias can also limit connection, networking, and career growth. Anyone can carry implicit bias, including people from marginalized groups. That is why self-awareness matters.
Implicit bias grows out of socialization, what we see, hear, learn, and experience through family, friends, school, and media. Our brains sort information quickly, and that can lead to automatic assumptions about people. For example, someone might assume the only woman in a department is the administrative assistant simply because that pattern feels familiar. Those mental shortcuts may feel automatic, and they can still lead to unfair judgments.
To better understand implicit bias, we can start with ethnocentrism. Ethnocentrism means judging all others through our own upbringing, beliefs, values, or cultural lens. Instead, we could start with cultural relativism, which means understanding people in the context of their own culture, not your own. This matters because stereotypes often grow from limited or inaccurate messages, such as assuming all people from the Middle East are Muslim or practice polygamy. This is incorrect, but something many of us have seen on television or via another media outlet.
Implicit bias often harms women, LGBTQ people, religious minorities, and people from marginalized racial and ethnic communities. Bias can also affect how we judge others based on class, politics, education, marital status, age, or weight. Everyone has biases, so awareness matters in every workplace interaction.
Assumptions. People often trust those who feel familiar and judge others more quickly. We may give the benefit of the doubt to people who look like us or share a similar identity, while withholding that same grace from others. Stereotypes and media messages can deepen that pattern, especially for people outside the dominant culture. A clear example of implicit bias is when someone calls the police on a person of color without any real evidence of wrongdoing. Let's talk about implicit bias in hiring. Implicit bias shapes more than public reactions in everyday situations. Bias can also affect hiring, workplace interactions, and professional judgment. For example, research has shown that resumes with white-sounding names receive more callbacks than resumes with black-sounding names, even when qualifications are the same.